Welcome back to another legislative wrap-up. My name is Matt Revel. I'm the Communications Director for the Delaware State Senate Republican Caucus. And here with me today is Senator Brian Pettyjohn.
Hi there.
From the great 19th District, in the 19th District.
We're in the 19th District today, yeah.
So we just wrapped up our 2-week joint finance markup break. And coming out of that, didn't really know what to expect, but last week we kind of found out what June was going to be like.
Yeah, the conversation, it seems like it's going to be centered around firearms and firearm rights and different bills that are seeking to make some changes to Delaware's laws relating to firearms, people that can own firearms, accessories to firearms. It just seems to be the conversation piece right now, and it's kind of taken all the air out of the room there up at Legislative Hall.
First one, House Bill 450, which it bans a lot of commonly owned semi-automatic firearms.
Yeah. There's been a lot of discussion about semi-automatic weapons, and one of the things that I hear from some constituents that aren't familiar with these firearms is that these ARs, and they call them assault rifles. Well, AR does not mean assault rifle, but they're under the assumption that these weapons are what you see in the movies, fully automatic, spraying bullets, things like that. And those types of firearms are illegal in Delaware. They have been illegal in Delaware for generations. You can't legally own an automatic weapon in the state of Delaware. These weapons are, they're a more modern design of your hunting rifles, which is, you pull the trigger and you get one shot out of it. You can hold that trigger all day long, and it's still only going to shoot one time. In order to fire again, you got to release, pull the trigger again. You got to repeat that action for every shot. And I think it was last General Assembly, we banned bump stocks, which were a way to make those types of weapons kind of react like a automatic weapon, and also the trigger cranks as well, which people could install there and actually do a little crank which had a cam which depressed the trigger and made it more like an automatic. So those are already banned. We don't have automatic weapons here in Delaware, and there's even a bill out there right now that will that mimics the federal laws about automatic weapons and modifications to turn a semi-automatic into an automatic, and that's going to go through the legislative process as well, and is designed so that our state attorney general can prosecute those types of crimes rather than wait on the federal prosecutors to prosecute individuals that may attempt to modify a semi-automatic to become an automatic.
So that bill did pass this week in the House.
Yes, it did.
So we can expect that in the Senate Executive Committee, I believe, this coming Wednesday.
Yes. The Senate Executive Committee is going to hear all the firearms bills that are either originating from the Senate or come back from the House. So right now, the Executive Committee is scheduled to meet from noon to 3. 3-hour Executive Committee meeting. I believe it's going to be in the Senate chamber on Wednesday. And then we'll go into session directly thereafter. Not exactly sure when these bills are going to be voted on. There may be some that are voted on Wednesday. There may be some that go and get voted on Thursday. But the committee hearing for these bills is going to occur on Wednesday.
So moving on, so Senate Substitute 1 to Senate Bill 6, the original bill was actually one we had spoken at length probably about a year and a half ago in these videos that we've done. So it was the original version was heavily amended in the House. Well, a substitute version of that bill essentially has stripped all the amendments and was just voted on in the Senate this week.
Yeah, it was voted on in the Senate. It did pass the Senate. It bans the sale, possession, manufacture of any what they consider large capacity magazines, and by large capacity magazines they say more than 17 rounds in a magazine. And one of the House amendments was actually addressing an issue with that bill, specifically with the manufacturer. We do have a company here in Georgetown that manufactures large capacity magazines for some for the civilian market, but really primarily for the law enforcement and military market as well. And if this bill goes through in its current form without amendments or without any other legislation, we'll touch on that in a second, then we've got a company here in Georgetown that's going to have to move their manufacturing to another state, and that probably take with it 90 to 100 jobs, and that's unacceptable. We've got it's a good company, good paying jobs there, and I attempted to amend the bill. They struck down the amendment as an unfriendly amendment, and that was disappointing. So what I did, I actually introduced another bill. Just moments ago, I asked for it to be released. It went out for co-sponsorship, but to allow the manufacturing to occur here in Delaware. Still can't sell them in Delaware. Just can't sell them to anybody. But at least we'll keep the jobs here, and we'll be able to. Companies that sell those magazines can still supply them to, law enforcement and military partners.
Well, and I think that's a point that should be driven home, Senator. So your amendment in this new bill really didn't do too much to the legislation itself or the intent of the legislation, no. But both the amendment that was struck down mm-hmm. and deemed unfriendly mm-hmm. and the bill that you have just introduced, it's essentially saving roughly 100 good-paying jobs.
Yeah, yep. It'll let that happen here in Delaware. So, hopefully that bill will go through. We'll have to wait to see where it's assigned in committee in the coming weeks, and hopefully we can get this fast-tracked through so that if there is final passage on Senate Bill 6, that we can protect those jobs here in Delaware, in Georgetown, here in the 19th District.
Well, Senator, thank you for taking time out of your day to come in and discuss mm-hmm. these important bills, important measures that we've voted and will be coming up in the Senate in the future. Be sure to sign up for Senator Pettyjohn's newsletter, follow him on Facebook, Instagram, as well as our caucus. We can be reached via our new website, mm-hmm. at DelawareSenate.com. Also on various forms of social media. That would be at the end of this video. But until next time, Senator, everyone, thank you for watching.
Thanks. Be safe and enjoy the weather.